We haven't mentioned it now, but is safety still a driving concern in the schools?
I think when we talk about school safety, we automatically go to the school shooting, the violence piece of it. It starts way earlier than that. And so I think to truly address school safety, you have to look at it again as a multi-pronged approach. 3 years ago at Blythewood High School, there was what we call a swatting incident. And so we, through real time, lived through what would be a school shooter, to where we thought that that was what was happening. Law enforcement came in. Students and teachers had law enforcement guns pointed at them as they ran hands up out of the school. So I have personal experience with what that looks like. Blythewood High School, we now go through safety screenings, as they're called, every day. Do I feel safer? No. I felt safe before, because Blythewood High School has a strong community of teachers and students where we have built those relationships to where things that we were able to nip potential threats in the bud before they got that. Because a student, our philosophy has always been, if you see something, say something. And so we'd have students come to their trusted adult and say something, and then we were able to address it ahead of time. You cannot truly talk about school safety without also talking about having enough teachers and school personnel in the building. That's the key. That's the key in building relationships, is having enough adults, enough teachers that are in there day in and day out with your students, meeting their needs. And so until we solve this teacher shortage, that is the piece that is missing in the school safety. You can put all of the safety screenings in place. You can put all of, the reactionary stuff in. But until you create a building where you have students that feel safe talking to adults and adults who feel safe talking to students, that's the piece that's missing. I would go so far as to say school safety, you also have to talk about social emotional learning. You have to talk about mental health. You have to talk about all of those wraparound services to make sure that kid is well taken care of. Because there is if we move on to the profile of the school shooter, it's the same profile, right? So if you can address that and focus on that in the schools, which again is something Ellen Weaver has taken out, is that social emotional piece, which is so important, then you can really help students understand what they're feeling and why they're feeling it, and get them the appropriate resources to be able to address those needs. I feel very strongly about school safety, again, because I'm in the schools every day. But I know that the buzzwords for school safety is not what's truly going to make schools safe. I think we've also got to talk about the community. We've also got to talk about parents. We've also got to talk about safe spaces for students to be. All of that connects to school safety. I think we have to talk about social media, because I can't tell you how many things start on social media that end up inside the school building as the issue. And so, at the end of the day, our goal, like I said it in my introduction, my goal is to create responsible tax-paying citizens that can live in this society. And when we do that, we have created a safe space. But we're missing out on different things, different pieces, like the social media, like the parent involvement, like the community involvement to really help schools become safe.